Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, my name is Dannie Garrett. I'm here representing the Louisiana School Boards Association. First of all, going through just a technical list of all the things that principals shall be responsible for, and I'll go in reverse order that I made notes. First of all, procurement. It's already been raised at RS 3822.1. The bid law applies to public entities, and the school is not a purchasing entity, but the school board would be responsible for the aggregate purchases, because if the aggregate purchases exceed various thresholds, 10,000 or 30,000, then certain bid law requirements have to be followed, and they would have no way to make sure that these principals are actually following those things. Because if principal of school A spent $7,000 and principal B spent $7,000 and principal C and D and F, you could have $35,000 worth of expenditures and have a violation of the bid law, even though none of the principals knew they were doing it. There's a provision to allow them to opt out of assessments that are not required by state law. Currently, systems have a sampling of students take the NAEP test, so that we can get a sort of a national picture of how our younger students are doing. Principals could opt out of the NAEP test. It gives them the ability to choose instructional methods. Currently in East Baton Rouge, and my children were in it, they have self-contained gifted. A principal could opt out of providing self-contained gifted and do it as a resource despite the desire of the school board. It provides that also provides that the principal shall be in charge of the instructional materials. Well, currently, Senate Bill 336, pending before the House floor, which got 13 votes to 0 no in this committee, actually sets up a textbook procurement process. This bill would essentially, I guess, exempt the principals in EBR from that, because it provides that they have the authority, not the school board. And I guess depending upon which bill became law first, it would create a nice legal question of whether or not they had to comply with it. I think that what is said is that the principals did not ask for it, and just